Today, we're going to dive into a concept that might just completely change how you think about your own limits. It's called the 40% rule. I mean, really think about it. You've been there, right? You're in a workout or you're deep into a huge project and every single part of you is just screaming, "That's it. I'm done. I can't possibly do anymore." It feels like hitting a brick wall. Okay, but what if I told you that when you hit that wall, that moment of complete exhaustion, you've only actually used about 40% of what you're truly capable of? That's the whole idea behind the 40% rule. That feeling isn't the truth, it's just a signal. And this is where it gets really interesting. Yeah, when your mind is screaming at you to stop, you actually have this huge reserve of untapped potential, a full 60% more, just sitting there waiting for you to access it. Our real limits are almost always way beyond our perceived ones. So what is going on here? What's holding us back? Why do we feel so completely spent at just the 40% mark? Well, it all comes down to this protective mechanism that's literally hardwired into our brains. It's called the mental governor. You can kind of think of it like your brain's default software setting, and it has one main job: survival. It wants to keep you safe, it wants to keep you comfortable. So the second you start feeling pain or fatigue or even doubt, that governor kicks in and tells you to stop, to avoid any kind of harm. It's built for protection, not for peak performance. The analogy with the car is just perfect here. A car has a governor to stop the engine from blowing up. Your brain has one to stop you from experiencing too much discomfort. But here's the key for both of them: they can be overridden. You can actually learn to push right past that artificial limit your brain sets for you. And if you want some serious proof that this is possible, you don't have to look any further than the incredible story of former Navy SEAL and endurance athlete David Goggins. He put this theory to the absolute ultimate test. Just try to picture this. Goggins decides to enter a 100-mile race with pretty much zero training for it. He was already exhausted, physically broken down before he even got to the starting line. I mean, by any logical standard, finishing this thing was impossible. His mental governor was probably screaming at him from the very first step. So how in the world did he do it? He took control of his mind. Instead of letting the insane idea of 100 miles crush him, which would have set off that governor instantly, he just focused on one thing: the immediate task. Just one more step, just this next mile. And you know what? That mental shift made all the difference. And the result is just mind-blowing. By fighting and overriding that governor mile after painful mile, he didn't just finish the race. He ran 101 miles in under 19 hours. It's this incredible example of what can happen when you refuse to listen to that first urge to quit. Your body can do things you never ever thought possible. Now, Goggins' story is amazing, for sure. But how do we actually apply this stuff to our own lives? Let's break down the practical toolkit you can use to start tapping into your own extra 60%. Okay, let's walk through this. First, you have to recognize the signals for what they are. When that fatigue hits, don't just accept it. You have to consciously tell yourself, nope, this is just my governor talking. This isn't my real limit. Second, visualize success. Before you start, or right when you feel like quitting, create a powerful mental picture of yourself crossing the finish line. That image is fuel. Third is the 1-second decision. That urge to quit is intense, but it's often a really quick thought. Your only job is to win that single second by choosing to keep going. And finally, you've got to build mental callouses. This is all about practice. Do something that sucks every single day. Over time, your mind gets tougher, and what used to feel impossible becomes your new normal. And look, this whole thing isn't just about getting through a tough moment here and there. When you practice this consistently, it leads to something way deeper. It leads to a fundamental change in who you are and what you believe you can do. Think about it. Every single time you push past that 40% mark, you score a small victory. And all those little wins, they start to build momentum. They build real confidence. You start to see failure not as the end, but as a lesson. And over time, this process literally forges a new identity for you, an identity of excellence. Resilience isn't something you have to force anymore. It's just who you become. This quote just perfectly sums up the entire philosophy, doesn't it? The feeling of being tired, that's just a signal from your governor. The real finish line is when the job is actually finished. It's such a powerful thing to remember when you're right in the middle of a tough challenge. So the real takeaway here is that feeling of being completely out of gas is usually a story your mind is telling you to keep you safe. The next time you hit that wall, just remember, you probably have this massive reserve of strength left to pull from. So the only question left is, what are you going to do with it?